Valley Club, there are some new promos for some free stuff this week. The race to X Milestones just got extended, and not only did Overpower not get removed, it got extended, but is that a bad thing? We're discussing all of these things and more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. Joining me this week, all the way from the Thunderbolt training facility, is my brother Dacier. And if you're ready for all these topics and more, then brother Dacier, let him know what to do.
Let's go smash it.
And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin, this is Dacier, and this is your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We do this every single week, keeping you up to date on everything that has happened and is upcoming in Marvel Strike Force. And if you get some value from this video, leave it a like, hit that subscribe button for even more Marvel Strike Force content, and ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new video goes up. But without further ado, how have you been in Marvel Strike Force, Dacier? As my headphone thing just got, now I can hear you. How have you been in Marvel Strike Force?
It's been a rough couple of weeks for me. The overpowered taste is not tasting well right now.
No. All right, well, maybe we could change the flavor a little bit, but I do want to talk about these promo codes. Now, it is a few different promo codes, but they're all for the same rewards. There was one Yelena earlier this week. We have one Thunder. They're going to be for the same one. Now, you could use one or the other. You can't use both. So if you already claimed the Yelena code, you can't use the Thunder code. If you're going to use the Thunder code, you can't use the Yelena code. But there's some pretty good stuff. It's some gold, some training mats, and it's more for newer players and to align with the movie. But it's some of the shards for these characters here. So older veteran players, not too much value, but free stuff is free stuff. Did you claim all the stuff, Dacier?
Yeah, I think it came out to pretty decent amount of gold and some blue training mats. So it's like the L2 ones, which I'll take training mats gold every day.
Yeah, I mean, when you say decent amount of gold, are you talking for 2025 or 2016?
2018, so it's a little bit better than 2016.
2018. Well, I'm going even before the game started. Not on purpose. Anyway, yeah. So they had 600. I think it was 600,000 gold. That's like I don't know what you can do with that at this point in the game. I was gonna make a joke, but anyway, good news. Just was announced before we started recording this. Extended the race to X Milestone by an additional 30 days to give a chance for more commanders to get more red stars for Professor X. Do you have Professor X unlocked? If you don't, how far away from these milestones are you? I don't know if I'm even gonna get to milestone 3 by the end of, even with the extended 30 days, but where are you with this? Does this affect you at all? Is this good news for you? Will this help you get more red stars for Professor X?
So once we have a bio leaderboard, I'm planning to actually get Xavier unlocked once the pit comes for that one. So it's just going to be more, I don't have to stress about getting the payout once that bio leaderboard comes. But this is great for the community. I'm happy they extended it by 30 days. So that's going to help a lot of people.
Man, you're getting a lot of good news, because I don't know if you saw the DATAMINES that we're going to talk about later, but it looks like there may be a bio leaderboard, at least if the DATAMINES are right, coming next week. So this could be a great week for you, brother Dacier.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
All right. So I don't know. Let me know, Valley Club. Are you gonna now push harder, Professor X, because there's 30 more days, or does this not change anything for you? I'm still gonna push for Professor X because I want Professor X, but I still don't know if I'm gonna get these milestones. All right.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, I think the biggest thing about this is the fact how they said there was going to be the saga. So some people kind of started building out of order. So they still haven't done the city section because of that. So this is really going to help those people out.
Now that's different from the previous saga, right? Because the way the Apocalypse saga worked, you could do in any order, whatever order. So I think some people were starting to build things thinking they could do that, still get some red stars for Professor X, but you have to do it in order. So I think this is kind of a reaction to that, because I know there were some complaints on the Envoy server about that. So I think it's a good thing. It's not all bad. It's not all overpowered. There are some good things that they're doing.
Yep.
All right, let's move on now. Let's move on to the review of the video that was recorded about 2 months ago. So the video that was released earlier this week looked really nice. That was that professional film crew that was out there. It had some nice shots and everything like that. But some of the information was a little older. Some of it we did reveal in our Envoy videos for that. But kind of the TLDR from Brother Big Spartan. what they said in that their intent to make War and Cosmic Crucible rewards important again, add seasonal shop rewards called the Intel Shop. They announced that previously. I don't think there's anything new in that section. Was there anything new that you picked up from that section there?
No, not for that. It's just, I'm curious how much intel we're going to get and what are they going to do with the blitz credits and blitzing type of thing. So that's more thing I'm curious about how that's going to happen.
Are you talking about like the boost for War from the blitz credits?
The
or
boost and also
rate?
since they're since they're converting the blitz credits, what's going to end up happening with when you blitz, instead of getting blitz credits, are you going to get intel credits, or how are they going to make blitzing happen? So I'm curious about that.
Ooh, I wonder if people are just going to be spamming blitz if you could get intel from that, because all the good stuff's going to be in intel. So I wonder if the intel, that's a good point. I wonder if now blitz is going to be a really, really important game mode now again because of that.
Blitz is back on the menu.
Maybe. I hope not. I hope what you're saying is not true. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. That could be a good or a bad thing, though.
Yeah.
The next thing, they're trying to make changes to War, make it less micromanaging, moving to more emphasis away from team counters, more towards which rooms to attack. Now, when we were at the summit, they said there was 3 major things that they wanted to do. Make it more strategy, make it more high-level strategy, so make boosts more important, room bonuses, placement, all that stuff matter more. That was the first thing that they wanted to do. Other thing they wanted to do, move away from efficiency, from scoring. The third thing, more difficult to full clear. And they proposed this change about as you did attack, the next attack will get harder and harder and harder. So trying to get these full clears, you have to kind of decide if you want to remove some room bonuses and then do it that way, or if you wanted to just clear some of the hard rooms or some of the hard enemies, do it that way. So you got some choices to make, because the enemies would get harder and harder as the battle went along. That final room to clear would be hard. So that was what's proposed to us. It was very early stages in that. So I don't know if that's what they're going with. How did that sound to you as far as the War changes? Well, if that is kind of what the 3 things that are just going to be added to War, would that make War a little more fun for you? Would it have no change? Would it make it less fun? How do you think that would impact War for you personally?
It's a definite interesting change. It's a matter if they can code it properly, because if they make it to where it ramps up, like you clear one piece of a room, like one attack, and then it shoots up like super high in difficulty on the following one, or if it's at like every 10 people you clear, I'm curious how the coding's going to end up being for that. It sounds interesting though, but I think that's going to cause more micromanaging as opposed to less. Maybe. Because then you're going to have to say, we want to try and like clear down left side all the way on the left side, and then hold off on clearing the last attack on, say, like the armory. So it's going to be really interesting. But I'm glad they're trying new things as far as that goes, because War's been stale for quite a while for me.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that love War. For me, I haven't really been into War. And I was trying to think. I think it was the Heroes for Hire. It wasn't initially. I didn't like the timing of War, but I still played it. But once Heroes for Hire came, I kind of got turned off to War entirely. So hopefully these changes, at least for myself, bring it back, and hopefully for the majority of the community. Now, these changes that they talked about were very initial. Those are the goals that they want to do. How they end up doing that, some of those things may change, and all those details, I don't think they ironed that out yet. But those are the 3 things that they want to have for more. Century Void, again confirmed to be Battle Royale 2 boss around September. We didn't know Battle Royale 2 around September. That was previously announced. I think a lot of us guessed by the clues that Ryan was trying to throw out, that Century Void, but now it's official. Any new changes that now it's official, or you're pretty much planning Century Void would be the character?
I think that's amazing. That's an amazing choice of a character to choose for a battle world boss. He's a huge threat, and anytime people try to like attack Earth, they have to be like, hey, Sentry's on this planet, we don't want to go there. So this is huge in my opinion.
Spec Ops overhaul to have more engagement. Do you think that means more fun, or just means more time in the game? Is that what they mean by engagement?
I wish they chose a different word, because I'm having like flashbacks of every day going in, looking at a spreadsheet and placing my characters down.
That is for nothing really. I mean, for some milestones that you needed to do for the milestones for the week, but ultimately, other than those milestones, didn't really get you much more. It kind of screwed up some. It wasn't the way they did it. Was not good. Hopefully
they have it to where, if they make it to where, like, if you end up accomplishing like this Spec Ops portion, and then the next day it affects it by maybe like removing one of the buffs on the nodes to make that portion easier, or something happens by doing the Spec Ops, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, because you're sacrificing your roster. You're not using your best characters. You can place them as Spec Ops. You should have some kind of reward, and hopefully they don't base the daily, weekly milestones on this, because that wasn't good. All right,
that was terrible.
To find a better way for individual players to manipulate battle world difficulty and mention pack scourges. All right, that's fine. I like difficult content.
I like that. I like that.
Any thoughts on that? I just think it's good.
I think Scourge is one of the best things they ever brought into this game, and the more they lean into it, then the better it's going to end up being. I love Scourges.
All right, so hopefully this brings some fun to Battle World. The way that it was proposed initially to us, it sounded great. It sounded fun. The way that it was launched on the test server at the initial play test, there was a lot of feedback from the envoys, and I don't think any of it was positive. So hopefully is, they get that figured out, and it's more like what it was actually proposed. They could actually add the features in that they initially talked about, and it's not just like raids and auto. It's actually fun, and so I'm looking forward to this. I want some fun, tough PvE content. I want puzzles to try to solve, and I think this roguelike game mode, at least if it's how it was when we played it in LA, this is going to be great. What they said about it in the video, roguelike is built to be extremely replayable, different paths, combat mods, 100 different enemy combinations based on defensive PvP teams. They want to incorporate CC, Envoy, MSF, PV, and community feedback early in the process in developing roguelike compared to Battle World. Man, I know you didn't get to test it out, but what are your thoughts on what would happen with the roguelike game mode? What are you hoping would come from this? What are you hoping gameplay wise comes from this and engagement comes from this?
So I used to play the DC Worlds Collide game, and that was one of the big things I loved in that game. I haven't played it in a while, but
I was wondering how long I haven't played it since the Envoy Summit, just because it was only on my tablet. Couldn't play it, so I haven't played it in a while. I was curious how long you were playing it. It stopped already?
Yeah. I ended up playing it, I think, for maybe about a month. Then I ended up dropping it, but that was one of the big things I liked from that game. That and like the Elite Arena, if they could bring something like that over.
The Elseworld, I think it was called, right?
Elseworld.
That was fun. That was fun. Yeah. It's similar to this, and there's other elements of, I think, the digital universe from that game. From what we played, there's a few different elements in there. It's pretty fun, and I hope it's very much like that when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You distracted me when you mentioned DC Worlds Collide. So sorry, continue.
Yeah, so they said in the video that it's going to be like, I think 30 minutes to do the run on it. It's going to be replayable. So I'm curious, like, what the reward's going to be. Is it going to be like everybody gets this for doing the first run, and then the addition runs gets you like a tiny bit of a reward, to where if you miss it, it's no big deal, but if you can do it, that's great. So I'm hoping this ends up being a home run, because we need a win.
So the way that it was when we tested it out, you could get through it very easy, right? You don't have to pick the ideal battles and pick the hardest battles. You could just, get characters and not go for the hard battle, and you could get through it. I'm not sure what the rewards are. I don't think at that time they had it figured out, but you could also go to try to get the perfect run and the perfect score. I don't know if the rewards would be anything other than cosmetic, or if it'd be something cool or something like that. But you could keep going in and try to get that perfect run. And I don't know if people want to just do that for bragging rights, or they need some serious rewards for that. But I could see streaming that being very fun. Now, I don't know if I want to just do that on my phone, playing that on the couch just by myself, but streaming that in front of everybody, that seems so fun. So from a content creation perspective, I think that's going to be fun. And I think just from a daily gameplay perspective, even just doing your normal run, not trying to get that max run, I think that will be fun as well. So I'm really looking forward to roguelike game mode, and I'm hoping that some changes come to Battle World to make that some fun PvE experience, and maybe some changes to War as well. So all this stuff sounds sounds pretty good.
Yeah, promising.
To me it does. How does it sound to you? Am I alone there, or is just?
Oh no, you're not alone. I'm excited for all of this stuff, but there's something that keeps pulling. It's like, yeah, but so.
All right, I think everybody knows what we're talking about. Overpowered. We got some new insights. God, what do I say about this? I was hoping that it would be reduced. Now, I didn't want to complain too much until I thought of a solution. Well, my solution is the way. I got so confused on Overpowered. Initially, I thought it would be the exact opposite, right? I thought, oh, now we can make punch-ups easier. But that's exactly the opposite of what's going to do. So then when I was reading it, I was like, all right, it's only on offense. Why are people complaining? You're only get the boosts when it's on offense. You're not getting these defensive boosts. It's not making it harder to fight these rooms. But when I looked at the blog, it's offense and defense. But what about if they switch it to only Overpowered on offense? You didn't get any boosts on defense. So the whales, they'll still be able to clear the defensive rooms. Their defensive rooms might get smashed, but their offense is going to be solid. What do you think about that? Before we go into this, what do you think about that change just for offense? Would that make it a little more palatable, or do the Krakens and whales need their Overpowered on defense as well?
It would help if they did offense only. Because then in Crucible, it's still going to end up being like the efficiency battle. Whoever has more G20s on offense would end up kind of making the better efficiency run type of thing.
I can still do my attacks. I might not be more efficient than them, but I could still get my attacks on the team. I wouldn't be locked out if I didn't build on my team.
Yeah, and War, it wouldn't have the hard counters, like bringing, like, say, Superior 6 into Spider Society. That wouldn't be countered now. So, I mean, it would help as far as that goes. The thing I liked that somebody brought up for me was putting an exhaust mechanic on it. So after the first hit, Overpowered shut off. I think that's a pretty good solution as well.
For me, I think both of those are fine. And honestly, I don't know if Overpowered has affected me personally too much. My like uninterested in the game has mainly been for Cosmic Crucible. It's on the weekends. I don't like playing it on the weekends. I like playing it in front of everybody streaming. I don't like having to do all that min-maxing and looking at all the calculations and spreadsheets and stuff to do that when there's nobody watching and stuff like that on my phone. So it's on when I'm on weekdays, I have time. I love that stuff. When I'm on the weekends, when my family has all kind of events going on, I'm going one to the other, and I don't have like an hour to sit down and do. I don't like it. So that's what's more of a factor for me in my disinterest at this time, rather than Overpowered. But I don't know. Let me know if an exhaust mechanic or only on offense, would that make Overpowered a lot more palatable? And if you're a Kraken whale that enjoys the Overpowered system, would that ruin the whole thing for you? Is that not enough for you to get the bonus? Let me know down in the comments, because I do want a solution so that Scopely can make their money, Whales be happy, and the majority of players can still play this game without feeling that frustration. So I don't know. Let's get to this now. The insights. They didn't remove it. They didn't make it less. It's still 50% more damage, 50% more focus. But what they did was after they reviewed the data, this is what they're seeing. I don't know if this was surprising to you, but this was surprising to me. It says, while Overpowered is impactful, it's not overcoming skillful play and good squad selection in most cases. I guess in some cases, but in most cases, it's not. Players are choosing their battles more strategically, relying on proven counters, which allow them to find success in combat through smart decisions, even when they're taking on higher powered opponents. I don't know if this is a good thing. I don't know if I want just proven counters, one solution for one thing. I like some randomness and some weird teams going in and like, oh, this team could actually win. Can I try this again? Oh, no, that was just a random thing. It's not a consistent thing. I don't know if I like this too much. Overpowered makes a difference in matchups where one squad has significantly more progression than the other. This is expected outcome. As big of a gap in progression should make to handle the difference in battles. I don't know. I don't know if I like all this stuff there. But what they're going to do, they're going to extend it to players. So instead of starting at level 90, now at level 50, you're going to get the first level Overpowered. Instead of Gear Tier 17, second level Overpowered is going to come at Gear Tier 10. Instead of ISO Blue, it's going to start at ISO Green 5. Level 95 for Overpowered 4 was what it was before. Now it's level 75. And then instead of Gear Tier 18, now it's Gear Tier 15 for level 5 of Overpowered. For me, this doesn't change much. What does this change anything for you personally? And what are you seeing in the overall community? What does this change for the overall community?
I think the big thing is you can hit level 50 by day 2 if you really try, or day 3. So those people that's kind of coming up and then Overpower gets active, I more worry about them than myself now, because this means that it's going to kind of hurt the growth of the game. That's the main concern for me. And then people that's already at, say, like 75 or 80, this goes active. And if there's no messaging in the game, which I was very vocal about saying, hey, if you're running through with this, we need some kind of communication. That way people that's mid-game or when Overpower gets unlocked, they know what's going on. Because if they bring a counter into something and now that doesn't work and they get crushed and they don't know what's happening, that could put a bad taste in people's mouths. So that's my main concern right now.
It's confusing for new players, overwhelming, and there's too much information in the beginning.
Right, and they need to make it clear. So for people that don't know, if you are level 105, you drop your ISO class from purple 3, making you overpowered 11, and then you switch it to a blue 5, you are now overpowered 6. You're not 10. So it's like a checklist.
I didn't think of that. Yeah, because it's all additive. Let me find a character in the game that doesn't have any overpower.
Yeah.
Quake has no overpowered in my roster right now. So the way it is right now, rank 1. If you don't have rank 1, or let's say you have, let's do this. Let's say you're level 100, but you have gear tier 16 for some reason. Well, you're gonna be at overpowered 1. You gotta check all the boxes. Let's say that you have purple ISO 8 level 3 and level 105, but you're still at that gear tier. Well, you're gonna go down. But let's say your example that you said, you know, you have purple ISO 8-3, but then you switch to striker and maybe you don't have all the crystals that you need. So you're at, what is the ISO 8 here? ISO 8-2 level 5. So you're in your blue ISO 8 here. You're only gonna be rank 6 instead of, you know, the rank 11 10. Or 10 where you were, right? So that's kind of the weird thing with this. Do you think this helps it? Like, I know the new players, it might be more confusing, but do you think this change helps that? Makes it a little more easy to ramp up in, or do you think the potential confusion outweighs that?
It gets you used to us. That way it's just not like active like it was for us endgame players, to where it's like now it's active. It's like, what's going on here type of thing. Now they can gradually learn it. Yeah. But when you're like a mid game or early game player, you're very limited on the resources that you have. So you really have to build high. It's basically get your raid teams there, get your arena team, and that's the only thing that matters. Are those like 6 teams basically. And now it's making it to where if you bring some of these like alternate characters in, or you're starting to build other characters up, you're costing resources so that way you can actually participate in war and you're not getting hit with overpowered on everything that you're punching into. So that's my main concern that I'm looking for on these people. So I was very clear saying, hey, we need some like in-game pop-up. We need like something that way when this goes live, those people that just unlocked overpowered, there's like a tutorial or something to kind of say what's going on. So I'm hoping they do something for that.
Was there not a tutorial that popped up? It's just introduced? We got to read blog posts and watch videos and stuff like that?
I think that's what it was. I don't remember any type of pop-up saying like, hey, go over here, click on this. This is your overpower. This is what it does. I don't remember anything like that.
Yeah, new players got a lot to worry about. They would need something like that. So hopefully that gets added, or something gets changed like wholesale for this. Because after reading more about it, understanding how it works now, it's not good. All right, let's talk about the new store though. We got a new store coming next week. I think the date is May 5th, Monday. Yeah, May 5th is when the new store is coming. All the conversion is going to happen later in the month, but we're going to get the new Intel store. What are you, I guess, let me phrase this question correctly. When you first heard about the Intel store, what did you think would be in the Intel store?
I thought it was going to be great. I thought it was going to be all of the latest, hottest, like gear, character shards and everything based on kind of what they mentioned on it. And then overpowered happened. So I don't mean to go back to that, but for me, it's all G20s. That's the only thing I want in that store now. So.
All right. Character shards, new character shards. I think we expected that. diamonds for top tier characters, man, that's gonna be a sore spot. We're gonna talk about that later with Old Man Logan, because Old Man Logan, Shadow King, their diamonds have not been made available, and I think it's been about a year. Or
their red stars aren't even available.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
Yeah, I know people that
Shadow
like
King's a little newer, but man, he should have his red stars and diamonds available as well. But yeah, that might not be good. Gear tier 20. That's cool. That's all I'm going to buy. Not so much 19 stuff. Training modules, purple ISO 8, T4 ability materials. Do you think they're going to add gold at some time?
I don't know. I mean, gold's in a weird spot. Like, we had some awesome events where they gave so much gold out, and then those events went away, and now there's like no supplement for the gold missing. So I'm hoping they add a way to get gold in there, but I don't see it right now.
I'd like to spend some event currency on gold. Sometimes I'm missing gold, and I know, and a lot of the players, they're either missing gold or missing training mats, one or the other. Usually people aren't missing both, but that's something that everybody needs: gold and training mats. All right.
Yep.
There is a new command center event. This is our first event that's like weekly event that's in the command center. A little disappointed with these rewards though. No X coins, just straight up shards for Silver Sable. We got some training mats. Pretty weak. As far as the objectives, I do kind of like how it's laid out. It's kind of easy to find it. You get this red check once it's done. You don't have to worry about that. I kind of like how this is structured. I just wish it would be all done at once instead of piecing, because now there's still a lot of places to click. This just added a new place to click for that. So hopefully this gets to its final place very, very soon. But what do you think of what did you think when you saw these rewards? Silver Sable and some training mats gold. That's it. No X coins, no other rewards sprinkled throughout this stuff. Nothing else, nothing.
Yeah, it was a shock, because if you end up going to, I don't know if you can see in game, the chaotic weekly alliance milestone that we had before, whatever that thing was called.
It might be gone. It might be gone, but let's see if it's still.
It might be. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
but that one had. But yeah, that weekly one was amazing, because we got total, I think, 25 Havoc shards. There was a lot of gold orbs in there, and there was really good resources. This one is like, even if you factor in the objectives for the 100K daily, so that's about 700,000 gold right there, and then there's some additional gold in the weekly. It still doesn't add up to what we lost out on.
All right, so do you think this is just a transition period because not everything's been moved over, or is this a trend giving us less things moving forward?
I think it was a trend, just based on the X coin shop going away. So I think they just ripped the band-aid off, is my thinking.
Well, I hope it's just a transition period. Hopefully get all that stuff back. It doesn't feel good. The only thing I'm really chasing for right now is Odin. I'm so far, not Odin, Professor X, and I'm so far away from that. It's like, it's not in reach. When it's like right in reach, like, oh, when it's so far away, I'm like, yeah, a couple months later, I'll be chasing that.
Yeah.
So hopefully they give more stuff back. That chase is very, very fun. Part of the game for me, chasing the next latest greatest thing. All right, but we are getting another whaley type event. This is the Psychic Cataclysm, very, very tough event. You're gonna need 5 characters at gear tier 20. Do you have 5 characters at gear tier 20?
I do. I'm almost done with Global Hero. I'm just waiting for that bio gear.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You don't just have the characters on, you finished the sections already.
Yeah.
All right, so it is coming on May 8th. Now, the big reward for this is the Dark Xavier costume. Kind of a red version of the blue parts of his costume. Now, I know a lot of people want to push for cosmetic rewards. This sounds like it's going to be very difficult if you don't already have Professor X unlocked or have these characters at gear 220. I don't know if it's worth pushing it. They do mention that's the only thing. The top of the leaderboard will have this. I don't know if there'll be some other rewards on there if it's just the leaderboard. The last time I think they did, or maybe the first time they did the Psychic Cataclysm, it was the one for the avatars, and it was super hard during the holidays, and some people were able to do it, some people weren't. What do you think is going to be with this? Is this kind of one of those events that is just super hard, just some cosmetic rewards? Or are more people supposed to do this, even though this is the gear tier 20 requirement? Are more people supposed to get this and get rewarded for their efforts, or is just mainly just cosmetic and some tough gameplay?
I hope it's more like the temporal Cataclysm, to where it's just okay-ish rewards, more bragging rights than anything, and something to kind of do just for the content. I hope they go that way and they don't actually put anything of value in there. Otherwise, that's going to lock out so many people when they said years ago, I think it was like 2 years ago, like they do not want to like lock out content on people. So but it feels like they're kind of going back on that a little bit. But
that's how I felt. That's how I felt last week. You know, they did allow everybody to do the stupid easy auto section of the vigilante missions. But if you wanted to play a fun one, you had to buy the team. So I don't know. If you wanted to have fun last week, you needed a full vigilante team. If you just wanted to do auto click buttons and not have a lot of fun, then yeah, you could do that as a free to play. But I don't think that's fun, engaging gameplay. Scope play might have a different definition, but autoing is not fun. So I would say that did lock me out of content. The auto they locked me out of content last week if I didn't spend. But I wanted to make content, so I spent. All right, let's move on to the Thunderbolts. Let's put them up from the test server. Let's get the test server up right there. Okay, so we got the Thunderbolts. On the test server, we have Songbird, and her unique is that stuff right there, that titanium alloy, the stuff right there. That's her unique. We have on the test server is this guy, Hyperion, and his unique is this stuff, Crimson Quantum Energy. And also on the test server is Victoria Hand. Her unique is that stuff that we saw right there. I believe that's the shield tech. All right. So that is what they need. What was your experience like with these guys? Let's start with the raids, because that's where it's supposed to be good. How easy was the raids with these guys?
So I actually didn't do any of the raid gameplay because I figured at 3-star they're going to be able to walk through it.
Yeah, so I had my Taskmaster die on the boss node, but they still killed it. And that was because he lost some health on the second node. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to heal him. Let's just see if they could get through. And Taskmaster died, but they got through it. So 3 stars. I didn't upgrade. I saw your 7 red star Thunderbolts, because that's who I faced on that's what room I used to do my war attacks. So
good.
Yeah. All right, so
I wanted to do that before I didn't
even do the mirror matchup because mines were only 3 stars. I didn't want to face the 7s. I knew what the result was going to be. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about your testing. I think you did a little more extensive testing than I did.
Yeah, I tried taking out Ghost. The reason I took Ghost out as opposed to Taskmaster is because Taskmaster actually does get war benefits. He still has his war callouts on there. So I tried taking some matches where I took Ghost out, threw in like Ares in certain matches, but even though they don't have a lot locked in their kit where it says you have to use the full team, there are some very impactful things. So I mainly stuck when I did my video, and most of my testing after that was the full team. They can take out like a lot of the vanilla teams. They can take out some of the kind of B tier teams, like Alpha Flight was a cakewalk, Full Orcus was a cakewalk, Annihilators. There was some RNG checks.
I didn't fight any of those teams. I fought your Professor X team. They lost. I fought. Let's just go to that. Let's just go to that, because I only fought tough teams, and then I was like, I need a win. So I fought the Alpha Flight. I'm like, all right, they got to win there. Even Illuminati, they didn't win on that one. All right, so these are your rooms here. I didn't fight the Thunderbolts there. The Night Stalkers and Professor X, they lost pretty bad to that one.
Yeah.
They were doing pretty good against the Liberty. I fought the Liberty. They were doing pretty against the Liberty. Then they died. Alpha Flight they beat, and then Illuminati is the only other one that I fought, and they were doing pretty good against the Illuminati, but they ended up losing that fight as well. So maybe at higher star levels, maybe with different gameplay, they could beat some of those teams. But yeah, the Professor X, they're not even getting through that.
Yeah, I did a lot of testing against the Astral, because Zero Cool said, it's like, hey, my 3-star was able to beat it, so I tried so many different comps on it. I could see how it could work. And then it hit me. It's like, people's going to have G20 on Emma and Shadow King. I don't know how many people is going to put G20 on the Thunderbolts.
And diamonds. Yeah, because there's no diamonds on the test. Actually, there are diamonds on them. A couple of my characters have diamonds for some reason.
Yeah, the Taskmaster Ghost
most characters don't have diamonds.
Yeah, then I tried several comps against Liberty. for that one, it depends on who Falcon targets for his special, I think it is, where it does that Terminator rewind, because if Somber gets that Terminator rewind, you're basically done. So I'm fine with them not beating Astral, because that does have War Collets. I'm fine with them not beating Absolute A-Force and Liberty, because those are supposed to be like the top 3 teams in War. So Super Scroll comps, they do terrible against. Mephisto comps, I tried a Mephisto comp on there because they can't get the trauma portion. But this team's weird because they look really, really good on paper, but they kind of underperformed. So I'm wondering if it's just one of those things where this is on the test server, and we've seen a number of times where it's like, hey, this is really good on the test server. It goes live and it ends up like flopping. So I'm hoping it's like that.
Or sometimes the other way around on the test server. So I don't know how reliable sometimes the test server is because of the way the stars are and all that stuff. I think the data is correct, but I just think the way characters are built on the test server is kind of weird sometimes. So sometimes the results aren't accurate. When I was doing my testing, there was no Crucible going. Did you get any Crucible matches with these teams?
No.
Okay.
I did not.
So
I
good
wish
into
we could
raids, and if you're into War, they might have some value in War. We have no idea about Cosmic Crucible. But we had a new trial start this week. The Old Man Logan Trials, they started this week. And yeah, what are your thoughts on the Old Man Logan Trials? How long have we had them? I mean, how long ago should have they been permanent at this point?
I think after 6 months, they need to become permanent. Old Man Logan's such a vital character to the game because you kind of need him to get Shadow King, who we had his trial last week. So I don't know why they didn't flip him around. So people kind of got locked out. But I think both of those are Age of X characters. They need to be like permanent legendaries now in the game.
Yeah, I agree. This has been around for so long. I think if it's not a year, it's very close to a year. And no red stars, no diamonds available for him, and he is a pre-Ares release character, so he lasted for a long time. But now his lack of diamonds, his lack of stats is starting to show. When do you expect these to be permanent? Around the time that the new store launches next week? I don't know. When Quasar's coming out? When do you expect them to be?
Oh man,
permanent.
If they wait till Quasar comes out, that's going to be really bad because it's like, okay, we had Shadow King, we had Odin, I
expect Quasar to be this month. I expect Quasar to be this month though. Yeah,
I mean, we already see him on the roster screen, so he's going to be coming out. We're going to start getting those shards.
Did I miss that? Let's go there right now. I don't know. Did I miss that? He is there. Yep. Oh, nice. That's Hyperion. Here he is.
Yep.
Nice. When did that happen? Did that happen today? Yesterday?
I think it was yesterday, the day before. He popped up in game and like, oh, cool, Homelander's in here.
Oh, nice. Oh, I did see that Homelander joke in on Twitch. You're right. All right, but I did want to talk about these legendary events because we were going back through this on chat this morning. They got some new characters in this. So they have been updating the requirements. We got some new characters required for Black Bolt, so they're doing a pretty good job. But
nice.
not so much for Doc Hawk, but Ebony Maw. We got Spider. We got some pretty interesting characters. The new Thunderbolts are on there for Ebony Maw. So they've been doing a good job of updating this. But one comment that was made from a few players that started unlocking some of these characters. There was no excitement when they got these characters because they're so old. Yeah. There's no hype. There's nothing. There's no value in the meta right now. So while they're doing a good job of making the unlocks a little easier for people, they definitely need to rework at least the legendaries, even if they do nothing but just update their stats so they're kind of in line with what is going on in the meta. It may or may not do anything, but at least they'll be playable. At least new players, mid-game players can use these characters. Right now, their stats are so old. Their kits are so old. I don't know if that's going to change, but at least they could update the stats. What do you think about that? Do you think they can update stats at least for these characters? How do they make these legendaries a little more impactful for new and mid-game players?
I think if they put something on there where you can mark it as like a favorite or like a legacy, something to mark it, that way they always have like the updated stats. I mean, it's not going to kill them to have it where like.
I kind of like what you said there. I don't know if this is where you're going, but you favorite it. Mm-hmm. you get maybe like 5 characters from the old list that get the updated stats. You know, so all pre-Ares characters, you get to choose 5 that have current stats. I would like that. So you think they would be able to code something like that properly, though?
Maybe. I mean, maybe. But
that's a really good idea.
Because for you, like, you're a huge Hulk fan. If you like do that to Hulk, Hulk would have the updated stats. Goofy would be able to do that to like Thor.
I've never used them in the game unless Gamma was the thing, because he's been bad for so long. So yeah, that'd be
or
good.
just do it to like the wave 1. They could do something, because if I came to the game new, it's like, sweet, Star-Lord. I want to unlock Star-Lord. He's one of my favorite guys, and then this guy's garbage. I'm like, what is this? Show some respect to him.
Yeah, but I like your idea, because that also extends to the non-legendary characters as well. Let's say somebody like Spider-Man. Let's say somebody likes the original Wolverine, which they may still not get any use, but at least they'll have the stats that they could kind of compete with some of the characters. That's a great idea. Hopefully the devs are watching this. Hopefully you guys can make that happen. All right, there is, in addition to Wraiths of X, there's another milestone going on right now. Not just this one, It is a super deal. They don't call this a super milestone. They call this a super deal, because this is pretty much an offer. Lots of training nets, lots of training orbs. I think it's $20 for all of this stuff. For me, not worth it, especially with the way I feel about the Overpowered and Crucible War right now. But some people are saying, hey, this is a really, really good deal. Did you even look at this? Is this worth it, in your opinion?
I'm good on training mats and gold myself. I always have it to where as soon as a character comes out, I can take them up, and I still have a stockpile of stuff left over, just because I didn't like spend resources on getting my overpowered things up and running. So I know people kind of got hurt on there, but realistically, it's a free training orb. And then the $20 gets you a character that can go from level 1 to 105. That's what the 3,300 training mats gets you on there. And then you still get an additional, I think, like 900 training orbs on the $20 offer. So it is a good deal if you are a spender and need it.
Okay. Yeah, I need gold. I might do something for gold, but not that, and not in this environment right now with the game. All right, we have some new things. Twitch drops, which we've had before, but the new thing is the character shard. Victoria Hand character shards. This is the first time that we've ever had any kind of rewards for a character before the character is even in the game. Victoria Hand, as of us recording, probably by the time this video comes out, she'll be in the game. But as of us recording this, she's still not out of the game yet. These you could get on Monday. So what do you think of this? Do you like the trend of Twitch drops? Also, I don't know if this is in a coincidence, but not a lot of web rewards this week on the store, the free claims on the store. So I don't know if this is kind of replacing that, and that's why they're doing this stuff. I don't think that's a good thing if that's what it's doing, but I kind of like that they're giving some rewards like this, very similar to the codes that they're giving out kind of to celebrate the Thunderbolts movie.
Yeah, the 4 hours is a commitment. If you end up doing maybe like 30 minutes a day. If you're watching the whole time, I don't know if you do this, Dacier, but when I'm streaming, I get the stuff, but I have a browser open, watching it, and then as I leave, my computer's still open, the browser's still going. I come back, and then the first day I got everything. So yeah,
I think a lot of people are doing that too, because there's a lot of people on my chat. Not a lot of people are chatting with me. So I think a lot of people are just leaving their browser there and doing the same thing for these Twitch rewards. So what do you think they're going to keep doing this?
I think so. And
cool stuff.
I don't hate it. If they still do like the Friday free claim, and that would get us like 10 Victoria Hand in the future, that would be awesome. If this becomes the norm, where it's like 4 hours, you get 5 shards of the new character that's not going to break their bank, and they can still do the Friday free claim like next week and get 5 Victoria Hand there. Free 10 shards, that's a lot, but it's not going to kill them.
Give it out. It's all digital stuff anyway. It's not like real world stuff that
exactly.
they actually pay to manufacture and all that stuff. It's just a couple clicks and stuff. People get that stuff. So I like this. I hope this is additive. I hope this weird thing in the store this week is just kind of a coincidence and this is not replacing that. But yeah, more rewards are always better. Let's talk about the Players Council. I think this is a second vote. 2 years the Players Council has been going. So this is second vote. We had one last year. I guess this is third because they had the first iteration, then they had last year. This is going to be the third iteration. There's new votes. So join the Players Council Discord if that is something that interests you. Looking for people all levels. They have Krakens, mid-game spenders, free to play. I think when we went to the summit, they had free to play and a mid-game spender and actually the biggest spender out there. So yeah, a lot of people involved in Players Council, not just the whales, Krakens. They might not always listen to you, but you will, or they might not always take your advice, but they will at least listen to you is what I'll say with that. All right, let's move on to the data mines. And of course, all these data mines are some change. They could not go in the game, but Stolen Thunder, this is what we were talking about earlier. Tier 20 bio gear. How excited does that make you personally? I know that's the only thing you're missing, the bio gear.
I love that bio gear.
I know you do. All right, get ready for Stolen Thunder milestone. Gain progress by opening Shadow King diamond orbs. How important is it? These diamond orbs have been about $15. Is the progress important for you to get some of these diamond orbs, or are you just gonna, you know what? As long as I get enough of this bio gear and I'm placing on the leaderboards and I'm doing all my stuff, placing high in arena, I'm good.
I would like the diamonds on Shadow King, so that does entice me to spend $15 to try to get diamonds on Shadow King.
Well, if we know Shadow King diamond orbs are going for sale, we know that it's not going to the Intel store.
Yeah. Not yet.
All right, so the way that you, at least not yet, right? The way you're going to score for this, earning Crimson Duelist Orb Fragments or Arena Daily Rankings. We haven't had an arena event in a while.
Jeez, no, we haven't.
Yeah. We got a weird meta right now. How high do you think you have to place on this? Do you think it's based on wins? Do you think it's based on your final placement? Usually it's been on your final placement, not so much on wins. What do you think this one's going to be based on?
I know they did it one time where it's you just get your 5 attacks in, and if you're rank 1, you just get the payout for it because you can't attack anybody.
Yeah, but I'm not rank 1. I had to climb and wait for the payouts.
Yeah. So if they do it based just on attacks, get your 5 attacks in, you're good. Because people with Xavier that's sitting at the top, they can't attack anybody. So I think they might do something like that.
And like if you're like a returning player and your arena shard is all screwed up and you're maybe in the 500s, usually you have 5 attacks, you get the same rewards as everybody else. If you have to place in the top 10 or top 20, that could be challenging for a lot of the returning players that, you know, because the arena shards stay the same when you return. So that is good thing. Big thing here down below, next data mine. They remove Man Logan from the recommendations on Hero Global. How much do you think that screwed up some people that were going into this Professor X saga?
I know off the top of my head at least 3 to 5, because it's like, hey, I got the mutant gear. I love Old Man Logan. I'm going to take him up as one of my first mutant characters. So they kind of went out of order. Yeah, and he's a detriment. He's punishing if you take him in. But I know at least 3 to 5 people that took him up. Then it's like, I'm screwed. I can't really do anything in Global here. I need to get enough gear to replace him now.
Yeah. That's not good. Hopefully this planner gets fixed soon. I think there's some talk that this will get make it look like the other planners for Dark Dimension, because this is messy that you have to click. I like it all one screen like the other Dark Dimensions. These you have to click on 3 different screens. That may be because of the gear tier on this one. Everything the previous Dark Dimensions all had the same gear tier, so that it may be biased. But I think there's some changes coming very soon to this. As far as the rest of the data mines, Silver Sable Shards in the Battle Pass, season 46. Is that the next week's one, or I don't know, whatever season 46 is, next week or whenever it's coming on? Silver Sable will be there. And Crucible, this was pretty important to you. Added text on spawn, Kahori's on spawn, speed bar fill will trigger an additional time for Crucible Room 2. Does this change anything that you have on offense or defense for Room 2 in Cosmic Crucible?
No, I've been using her on offense, and that way if I see a Kahori on defense, I could use mine and just like outspeed them and take them out. But I'm glad they at least acknowledged it. I was surprised when I was going through my defense and I click on the eye, then I'm like, oh, they actually put this in here. So I'm glad they at least acknowledged it.
Yeah, good. I didn't notice this because, like I said, these past couple weekends, I haven't played Cosmic Crucible. haven't had the time to be so engaged to do that stuff, but it's been got a lot of going on in personal life and spending time with the family. Yeah, I know Mondays I'll hopefully be back. Been playing 1 out of the 3 days of Cosmic Crucible, the Monday day, but the Saturday, Sundays I miss that. So I don't know. Hopefully this makes a good difference. At least it should be more clear for everybody, if nothing else. But that is it. Any other final thoughts, brother Dacier? Marvel Strike Force, good, bad, indifferent?
There's a lot of good things come into the game. Try to stay optimistic. I know there's a overpowered kind of like run. I know I'm in that same boat.
No,
I'm pushing
for overpowered changes. I'm pushing for two of the things that we mentioned today. I'm not just going to stay bad. I'm going to be pushing and say, hey, why don't you make it just offense? Why don't you put like an exhaust system in? Any other ideas that you guys have to improve overpower? Because I don't think it's going away, but maybe they can improve it. Any other ideas? Let me know in the comments. I do want to propose a lot of ideas to them. Hopefully they get you something to make it a little more palatable, because they're not removing this, but there are some fun things coming, and I hope that overpower doesn't ruin all that stuff too.
I agree.
All right, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think of Marvel Strike Force? Where you want the game to go? Pretty excited for some of the stuff, but I want overpower to change. Hopefully you did get some value from this video, and if you did, leave the video a like. Make sure you go check out all of Dacier's videos. He has some great videos on his channel. Streams a lot, and I don't know. Are you still doing Cosmic Crucible stuff, or no?
I took a last week off. I did like 2 matches in like 1 day, so.
All right, lots of good content. Maybe there'll be Cosmic Crucible stuff in the future, maybe not. We'll see. But make sure you check out the channel. Make sure you check me out on social media and my second channel, all about Raid Shadow Legends. Have a great rest of your day, and are you ready for a fist bump, brother Dacier?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Hook, fist bump, ValleyFlyin, Dacier out. Have a great day, guys.